Hey, welcome back. We're still in Chapter 7 of our textbook, Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud Revealed by Elizabeth Eisner Redding. And we are working here. We're going to set some fade options. So in your Photoshop document of Painted Farm Scene, we're going to click on the eyedropper tool. And then using the eyedropper pointer, we are going to click in the dark green area of the image, right around 120x and 335y. Which is right about in here. We want that darker green. And then we're going to get the brush tool on the Tools panel. And we're going to click the Toggle the Brush Panel button on the Options bar. And this, again, is just showing you a different way that you can do this. I've done both as I've demoed this, but you can change the options for the brush either through this or by clicking in this down-facing arrow. We want to put 40 in the size text box. And on the brush panel, we want to make sure that the hardness is set to 100%, which it is. And then we're going to click the 6th preset, the hard round pressure opacity on the brush preset. And again, because I am have several brushes that I've used that I have not gotten rid of, for you, it says it's probably the 6th preset. I am going to just change the opacity up here to 100% because I'm pretty sure that's what they want us to do. Then I'm going to click this to put it away. Oh, wait a minute. I think I had one more thing that I needed to do here. We're going to click the Shape Dynamics on the brush panel. And we're going to adjust our settings using Figure 6 as a guide. So the fade should be as, let's see, this is the size jitter, that's 100%. And underneath that, the control, we want to set the fade. We want to set that, it looks like it's 70%. We want the minimum diameter at 1%. And I think that looks like it's supposed to, although our sample certainly doesn't look like it is. Let's see, angle jitter, 0%. This control is on fade as well, it looks like. This is set to fade, and it's supposed to be at 100%, it looks like. And that's supposed to be at 50%. And this particular step indicates how many steps it takes for a fade to occur. And I think, although it does not appear to look the same, it looks like we've got it set as we've wanted, as the textbook has indicated. And then we're going to use the brush pointer, and we're going to press and hold Shift, and we're going to drag it from 4050Y to 870X and 470Y. So again, hit Shift. Yeah, we definitely did not have that set right. Hold on a minute, let me check that out. All right, and you can see I changed it up a little bit. I think I changed the fade to 100, the minimum diameter to 50, although that may have been where it was, and got a little bit more, looking a little bit more like I think they want it to, the textbook. And so I'm going to go back up here, and I'm just going to try it again and see. Yeah, that's kind of ugly, isn't it? So let's go back up to the history. And I do this many times. I'm going to get back up here to the brush tool. So I'm going to redo it basically. I'm going to set the brush clear back up here. We're going to type 40 in the text box, 100% hardness, the 6th preset, which is hard round pressure opacity, which you're not going to see that on mine, but hopefully you see that on yours. And so I've just set the hardness at 100%. And then we're going to go in here and set the shape dynamics. And maybe that says 700 instead of 70%, which is what I thought it was originally. And if I'm looking at their example as compared to what our example looks like, it does not appear to the same, but let's try it again. And this will explain to you a little bit, actually quite a bit, about what the fade options do. So the size jitter, it will decrease the brushstroke size toward the end of the stroke. Remember what we had that set at. Opacity jitter, the same. And the foreground background jitter causes the foreground color to shift to the background color. So now we're going to actually paint in the area. And we want to be at like 40 to 50x Y, so right in this area, and then we're going to go straight across. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But you get the idea. I would work with that quite a bit more if I weren't on a time frame here that I want to speed up a little bit. So let's go on to the patch tool, but again, oh my goodness, I am just obsessed with this as usual. All right, let's go to history. I'm sorry, guys. Totally incapable of ignoring this like I wished I could. And this is very similar to what I would have you do as well as you are as we're getting into the options here with the brush presets. You can take a look at the visual and then you can change these controls, although understanding what it is that they're actually accomplishing helps. But you know, so many of us go visually. And that's definitely not what I would want to do either. I would want it to reduce a little bit more quickly. So again, I'm going to move on from here. Experiment with that because it's really quite a fun tool. All right, so now we're going to get the patch tool, and it's on the tools panel, and it should be one of the defaults showing. If you click and hold on that, you'll see that it also has a spot healing, content aware, and then the red eye tool as we looked at earlier. We're going to drag the patch tool pointer around the outer edge of the hay bale, making sure to complete the loop so we complete the selection as shown. Move this over a little bit so we can see it. And now you've got the marquee surrounding the source area. You want to make the selection slightly larger to avoid awkward edges around the patched area. And then we're going to click the source button on the options bar if it's not already selected. And I'm going to make this just a little bit larger. So I'm going to again get the patch tool, and I'm going to go just slightly above it. See what kind of a difference that makes. Click the source button. And then you want to position within the left side of the selection, drag to your left so that the left side of the selection, the hay bale, is approximately 250x by 350y. I'd probably go a little bit further with that. All right, and then again, drag the selection within the image. So I drug the hay bale right out of the image rather than, let's see if I can still do this just a little bit more. Yeah, I think I need to make a bigger selection, but again, you get the idea as to the impact with that tool. All right, so as you drag the selection with the patch tool, take a look at the selection and you'll see what pixels it will be replaced with. It's replaced with imagery from the destination that you defined with the selection. So you are going to go to Select on the menu bar and click Deselect. We're going to activate and display the tractor on the Layers panel. All right, and let's see what we're supposed to do. We're going to get the Move tool on the Tools panel, drag the tractor as needed until the engine area of the tractor covers any remnants of the hay bale. And then you can undo the steps using the History panel and retry until you're satisfied with the results. So I'm going to zoom out here, and I am not satisfied with any of the results on this thing. So what I would do, if this were a personal project that I were working on, I'd start all over again. But again, you get the idea. Hopefully that helps you better identify with the tool and what you can do with the tool. And if you want additional demos, please be sure and ask me. I'd be happy to do it. Thanks very much, guys.